So one of the best towers in BT6, the Rubber to Gold Alchemist, might be turning into a meme, and I say that because in update 47 it got a really interesting new gimmick. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, let me just show you actually. So you guys know that the Rubber to Gold has this special attack which, well, makes Bloons give you extra cash from pop. Well, one of the changes is reducing the duration of the debuff from max, which is, well, essentially just infinite duration, down to 7 seconds. That by itself is like a huge nerf, so let me just show you guys how much it actually matters. So I'm sending in a couple of ceramic balloons, and look at this thing. So they're all coated in gold, and eventually when they reach about this portion of the track, I think, yeah, there we go. Look at this, it disappears. So unless you pop them really quickly, you are not going to be getting the extra cash, which is a nerf by itself. The new gimmick that they added to this tower is that now the Rubber to Gold potion can remove properties from all balloons, and this goes for all types of properties that you guys can imagine, which you guys can see here on the side. So I'm actually going to send in a couple of DDTs, and what's going to happen is that now all of these towers that I placed, which are not supposed to be doing damage to DDTs, are actually recording some pops, and that's because the DDTs got affected by the Rubber to Gold potion. Now, even though this sounds cool, this is actually very bad, I think, and it just kind of turns this tower into a meme. So let's actually jump into a real game and see how it performs. Alright, so we're playing on ABR, and I chose this difficulty for a very specific reason. There are a lot more DDTs on this one, and then I chose Etienne as the hero because Etienne is going to give everyone camo detection so we can deal with those DDTs, but we're purposely not going to be buying towers that can pop DDTs. Etienne is a good hero for this himself because his drones use darts, and darts cannot pop DDTs, and his UCAV uses bombs, explosives, which also cannot pop DDTs. So the Rubber to Gold is gonna need to do a lot of heavy lifting. So yeah, just kind of thinking about this change, I feel like it's a change that sounds cool on paper, but in reality it's not that practical. And I say that because you can just solve a lot of your issues without explicitly going for the Rubber to Gold Alchemist. Like, for example, let's say you need to pop white balloons, well, darts can do that. Let's say you need to pop black balloons, well, I guess darts can do that as well. Let's say you want to pop DDTs, you can just drop something like an Embrittlement Ice, which is cheaper, and also it's gonna add +1 damage to your attacks. It also freezes balloons, and it also does a decent amount of damage by itself. So I don't see the point of the Rubber to Gold doing this. And obviously in Ninja Kiwi fashion, the tooltip has not been updated so that you can see that it actually removes balloon properties, so you're gonna have to look up the patch notes for that. Alright, so let's use the ability for round 27. Is this gonna be enough? We don't have exactly that many lives, and Eti is level 6. Okay, so we need like, I think this is gonna be like about 2 rounds till we can get the 2 drones, which is where we get a nice power spike. Alright, and here's something that we can do. I wanted to get actually 2 Rubber to Golds just because the duration on one of these guys is obviously not gonna be enough. So maybe have the second one like this. We're gonna start with the AMD, and then I'm gonna buy a sniper. So let's go like this. Give this guy the night vision goggles because he's gonna be on the middle crosspath anyways, and then set them on strong. Use the drones. I know this is a little bit complicated in order to deal with round 30, but this is ABR that we're talking about, so I think we have to do this. Alright, that's a full ceramic. I think we have to get some upgrades going onto our sniper. So let's go something like a 022. Keep this guy on first, and then I think we really want to be going for either the semi-auto really quickly or the Rubber to Gold so we make some cash. Hopefully we get both before round 40, I was thinking. Alright, so it's round 35. Let me just check up on Eti's levels. So he's level 7. I think next round is when we get level 8, and this is gonna allow, well, he's gonna give everyone camo detection, but the more important thing is that we can skip the middle crosspath. We just go for the discounts plus the extra attack speed, and we are skipping the MIB, guys. We have MIB at home. Oh, but look at this thing. Look at how much money he's making. So many lead balloons, $50 each. That's like 20 lead so far, I'm pretty sure. And this allows us to make enough money for the semi-auto, which is going to be right on time for round 40 in the Moab. Let's see how we're going to do versus this 45 Moab, actually, because it is, after all, ABR. So I think we just use the drones as soon as possible. No, we're playing with monkey knowledge, so this Moab is a little bit weakened. Then the sniper is going to be slowing these guys down, and I think we do have it. It's a little bit more difficult than usual, but we have it. All right, so Rubber to Gold number 2, and I think I'm gonna stop at 2 actually. Like, up until this point we are making money, and that's kind of a good thing with just having these alchemists. But if you don't need the money, or if you're playing chimps mode, like, this money making aspect is just useless. So if you have 2 Rubber to Gold alchemists, in order for you to like de-lead DDTs, that's just a dumb choice. I feel like that's something you should not be doing. Let's just, by the way, buy the full auto, which we don't have money for. So I think we have to go for the drones actually. Round 43, we're getting the money right now, and this guy should be enough to just kind of maybe just help us cruise through the 40s, I feel like. Yeah, look at this guy. Round 47, by the way, is similar to round 53, I believe, in normal rounds. So 3 Moabs on this one, and then a bunch of, I guess, camo pinks. We don't care about the camo aspect of them. Doing well so far, honestly. Round 154, not seeing too many issues just because the map is kind of long and honestly we're making a lot of cash. So we just get straight up a 40 Elite Defender, which is a tower that I really want to buy. And besides the Elite Defender, I was also thinking of what is like an entire different set of towers that we can buy that cannot pop DDTs. And I think subs are going to be nice, right? Let's try out the new sub commander. I mean, we actually did try it before, but it still cannot pop DDTs without some external help. So let's get to the sub commander as well. We can absolutely afford it, by the way, with all this money that we're making. Now, you can say whatever you want about this meme attack that it got, which removes properties, but the rubber to gold is still amazing at making money. I don't like the reduction of the duration, but it still does make money. I mean, that aspect and in the amount of money that it makes is absolutely unchanged. And look at this thing. Sub commander, elite defender, round 63. Round 63 is, by the way, a little bit different on ABR than you might know it. You have ceramic waves. One of them is camo. You have 45 ceramics, and the last wave is actually Moabs, and we should be seeing those guys. I don't know, this is the camo wave actually. Yeah, look, it's gonna be a bunch of Moabs, which are, believe it or not that difficult to deal with as opposed to the normal round 63. Yeah, I don't know why. I feel like APR 63 is usually easier than the normal one. I don't know, maybe because you're making a lot of money and you actually have monkey knowledge on. That might be a thing. Yeah, but just cruising through these rounds, honestly, not too much of an issue. This thing's top is around 80, but we're obviously gonna go into free play. And I was just thinking that the next tower that I want to buy is probably gonna be the Millipede Super Monkey, because that thing attacks with darts. Can I fit it in the range of a discount village though? I don't think so. This map is kind of weird when it comes with towers with a little bit bigger of a footprint. You know what? It's probably gonna have to be put somewhere around here, but it does get a huge range increase by itself, so I don't think it matters too much. Let's also make sure we buy the knockback. And by the way, this round 76 might look a little bit different. And I think 76 is again a little bit easier on ABR than the normal one, right? Because those ceramics can be a lot more deadly. This one is just a bunch of warp class balloons, so you can pop them one by one. So there goes 76. You guys remember how I bought this Alchemist with the AMD because of the Legend 28? Well, I wanted to replace it actually without the AMD because the AMD might skew the results a little bit. So let's actually have it like this, still in the range of the discount village. Just have it as a 104 this time, and I'm gonna keep it on strong for those DDTs. Alright, so this is the last one, and on 88 we're gonna see our first DDTs. I think it was 3 that you see for the first time, so let's see if 2 Rubber to Gold Alchemists are gonna be enough to help us deal with 3 DDTs. I hope so. I certainly do. I feel like just like a 4-2-0 ice is gonna allow us to deal with all of the DDTs, but let's actually see how good these guys are gonna be. They did make us a lot of money. Oh, here they come. Okay, so are we doing damage to the DDTs? It doesn't look like it. Maybe on the way back this guy's gonna hit someone. I'm gonna use the UCV as well. I mean, we popped some of them. Oh no, this is this is not looking good, guys. Oh my god, that was terrible. That was only 3. Keep in mind the UCAV, when you use it, does not actually have the normal attack type, which allows it to pop all types of balloons. You need to level 20 for it, and then you need to use the ability. So this UCAV did not actually do extra damage to DDTs, but I guess the Robot to Gold just kind of did an attack, and we were able to snipe 2 out of the 3 ones. Yeah, this is exactly why I thought this change was like a bad idea in the first place. Like, it's really useless when you think about it. Let's see how we can do versus a couple more things. Yeah, it's 4 DDTs this time. Okay, let's see how we do. I'm gonna use the drones as well. And this guy on the way back, can we pop at least 1? We popped 2 actually. Are we gonna pop 3? No, we're not. It's 2 DDTs that are gonna walk into the perma spike. Oh, that's sad. Okay, so we have a lot of cash which I saved specifically for this purpose. Let's buy a couple more of these guys. Let's set them to strong, and let's just have at least, like, let's say 2 more throughout the track. Now this already doesn't make any sense because the amount of money that we spent on 4 of these guys is just so absurd at this point. We could just have had maybe, you know, not even an umbrella, maybe something like a millipede glue. Alright, let's see how we're gonna do. I think we're gonna see some more DDTs like right now. Then we go around to 92, a couple more. Okay, so now we have 4 of these guys though. Are we gonna deal with all 4 of them? Oh my god, this is looking worse than previously. Why is it worse than the previous rounds? This is crazy. Okay, so we actually did pop 3 out of the 4, I think. Yeah, I mean, just looking at these changes, this is like straight up a nerf to the tower, right? Because if you take into account that this Robert to Gold change is kind of useless and the duration on the buff has been reduced from infinite to 7 seconds, I would say this is more of a nerf to the tower than anything. 45 DDTs, do we pop like 1 of them? Not looking good. Thank god for the perma spike at the back. Yeah, but on a more serious note, I feel like this change might be useful in like 1 or 2 specific scenarios, and one of the scenarios is going to be when you're facing Blasted Populace because he's a purple balloon himself. So maybe the Robert to Gold potion is going to remove its property, then it's going to allow like what wizards to attack it or something like that. And the second use case would probably be versus Dread Balloon situation where it's actually really nice to have a lead to gold and a rubber to gold because there are a lot more lead bloons versus dread bloon in general. And then because he himself is a lead bloon, then I guess just removing the lead property would be nice in general. But I really think that those are just like super niche scenarios that we can fix in so many other ways. Let's just use the drones. It's not the drones though, right? It doesn't matter if you use the drones or not. We're actually holding off 95. Now I see like at least one DDT going into a permaspike pile. That's two of them. I mean, it's getting ridiculous, guys. Do we buy more of these guys or what? I feel like a permaspike is gonna hold them, but let's actually buy like at least two more because we're gonna have more DDTs incoming in a second. Yeah, let me go like this. Let's buy at least, that's gonna be one. Let's buy two more. Let's see. Let's cover the entirety of the track and see if this is gonna make any difference. Like, the goal that I have is just to not have any bloons walk into the permaspike pile. Is that too much to ask? More DDTs incoming. Let's use the drones again. Are we actually doing it this time? They're making it so far. I don't know. This looks a lot better with like 7 rubber. Oh my gosh, it's still walking into a permaspike. That's crazy. Like 7 of these guys are still not enough. 97. Again, more DDTs. These guys are 45, so definitely a lot more difficult to deal with. Let me just try and buy a couple more of these guys, just one more here. I think we're gonna see more DDTs as well, but still, they're still walking into a permaspike, guys. It's like 8 of these guys are still not enough. Let me just keep buying them, I guess. I don't want to save any abilities for 99 because I trust the rubber to golds, guys. I feel like we're gonna be able to deal with the DDTs no problem coming out on the next one. I'm even gonna use the drones once again. You know what? Let's even have something like a tag zone. If we can afford it here at the back, we barely can. Alright, I mean, the last DDT round is gonna be this one, and hopefully, like, what is it, like 12 or something like that, Robert Goats, are they gonna be enough finally to delete all of these DDTs so that they don't walk into the permaspike? That's the only, like, condition that I have, and it's not looking good. They're walking into the permaspike. Oh no, this is so bad. What an unnecessary change this was, huh? I mean, I guess we should probably test it versus a boss or something like that, but I feel like in order for this to be useless, we need some kind of more radical changes. Let's do something like this. I think this is gonna be enough, just like a single carpet of spikes. We need some extra damage. I'm probably gonna use, yeah, let's use the level 20 UCAV ability, and guys, these rubber to golds, man, they're something else, huh? Maybe at least if they keep the duration, you can still use it as, I mean, I guess you can still use it as a farming tool, right? But it's just like, just keep it at infinite. Just I don't understand the reduction from infinite into like 7 seconds. I guess it's just because it removes properties, so you don't want to have the properties being removed forever. But yeah, I don't know, guys. This is a little bit of a wild change, and I actually am not a fan of this one. But you know, at least there's a lot of room for improvement. So let me know what you guys think. Have you guys tried this one? How was your experience? Maybe I'm not using it correctly. Maybe there's some use cases I'm missing. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I'm gonna see you on the next one.